In this lesson, I'll share a few tips with you as you find source texts for your students to use as they write found poetry. If found poetry is a new activity for your students, I generally recommend you use a familiar text, perhaps a novel your students just read, or even a chapter or page you recently discussed as a class. Some of the best texts for early found poems have clear themes, beautiful prose, or express a strong opinion. I like to choose texts that my students respond passionately to, choosing pages with memorable characters or notable events from a novel. I'm a firm believer that any text can be a source for found poetry. Consider using nonfiction texts for found poetry exercises, such as current events from news articles or interviews that relate to course content. Found poetry can be a fun way for students to explore new pieces of writing. Found poetry can also be useful with cross-curricular texts, bridging learning between classrooms. The poem on the right of this slide is A Bit of the German Language by Daniel O'Neill and is a found poem created from a German language phrasebook. And as found poetry is a creative and personal way for students to engage with texts, I always encourage teachers to allow students the chance to speak back to a text of their own choosing.